So I've been shooting a whole bunch of footage and stockpiling a bunch of video so that I have episodes to release all through the summer. So it's still May for me right now, but we had a heat wave come through, so it's been close to 100 every day. But then next week it's gonna drop down to the 60s again. It's crazy. It's beautiful this morning though. Today we're gonna go look at the IND Crosstown Line. The G goes between Queens and Brooklyn. Kind of branches off of the Queens Boulevard line that we already started, but doesn't actually connect with it anymore. Anyway, if you're just finding this channel, I pick out places in New York City to go explore, and I take you with me. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. For now though, we're gonna start in Queens. Let's go. Saying how hot it was, I got on a packed 6 car with no air conditioning. Rough. Here we are back at Court Square on the Queens Boulevard line. We were just here. Check out that first episode of the Queens Boulevard line if you haven't seen it yet. So again, today we're looking at the IND Crosstown Line, which provides service between Queens and Brooklyn. This is one of the only lines that's not a shuttle that doesn't go into Manhattan at all. This was originally supposed to be a BRT line, but then the city decided to transfer the construction of it to the IND system. And there's actually a junction with the Queens Boulevard line that they were building at about the same time. There was a plan originally to connect this with that and make this go into Manhattan as part of a Brooklyn loop, but that never happened. So this first station is Court Square. And again, we were just here on the Queens Boulevard line. This is a different part of the station though. This station opened with the first part of the Crosstown Line in August of 1933. The station was previously called Long Island City Court Square Station. Now it's just Court Square. And it's the northernmost station on the G line, the Crosstown Line. So it's the terminal here for these G trains. Like I said, even though the G terminates here, the tracks actually carry on connect with the Queens Boulevard line just south of Queens Plaza. This station was among the first to be built on this line. The Court Square platforms that are part of the Queens Boulevard line actually opened much later, even though they were built at about the same time. They didn't end up opening that station until 1939 as an infill station once they deemed that there was enough demand for it. So this is the terminal. There's an island platform, 2 tracks. Like I said, the tracks go further past the station and connect with the Queens Boulevard line. As you can see, the G does not take up the entire platform. They actually intentionally run shorter trains on this line in order to run trains more frequently as opposed to more cars. I can hear train cars on the Queens Boulevard line passing down at that end of the tunnel. By the way, we do have a full-length mezzanine up here. Now I'm just waiting for the next train to leave. This is 21st Street, Van Alst. This station opened with the first part of the line in August of 1933. The Van Alst part of the name comes from a Dutch farmer back in the 1600s who owned this land around here. The station is a single island platform and 2 tracks. And it's funny because the platform feels really long because the G train only uses half of it. The station has a slight curve to it because there's a slight curve to Jackson Avenue above us. In the tiling there, the wall trim is green. In the ING system, there's kind of a color coding where they use different colors in between different express stations. But since this line doesn't ever go into Manhattan, they just use green through the whole thing. There's a full-length mezzanine upstairs, but only half of it is still open. The rest of it is used for storage and offices now. And like a bunch of the other stations on the Crosstown Line, this station's kind of in not great condition. There's a lot of water damage from underground springs, particularly on the southbound side. And here's where it dead ends into what would be the rest of the mezzanine. we're at Greenpoint Avenue. The station also opened in August of 1933 as part of that first part of the Crosstown Line. Underground station, 2 side platforms, 2 tracks. This is the northernmost station on this line in Brooklyn. To the north of here where we just came from, it passes under Newton Creek and into Long Island City in Queens. There's a mezzanine above us that apparently has some nice mosaics. Now we're at Nassau Avenue. This opened with that first set of stations in 1933. This was actually the end of that first set. So this was the original temporary terminal for the line until the rest of the line opened in 1937. Underground station, 2 side platforms, 2 tracks. Just north of the station is a diamond crossover, which trains used when this was a terminal to change direction on the way back. South of the station, the line switches from being under Manhattan Avenue to being under Union Avenue, cutting diagonally across McCarran Park to get there. There's a mezzanine above. Part of the crossover in the fare control area and part of it outside of it. That wasn't much of a mezzanine. Look at the old light bulb in the ceiling there. This is Metropolitan Avenue, labeled Grand Street on the walls, but now it's Metropolitan Avenue, Ave-Lorimer Street. This station opened in 1937 with the second part of the line from here down to Hoyt-Schermerhorn. This is an underground station, 2 side platforms, 2 tracks. There's a transfer to the BMT Canarsie line. The Canarsie line platforms are named Lorimer Street. That station actually opened earlier than this one. It opened in 1924, and then again this station opened in 1937. Free transfers between the lines didn't happen until 1948. There's a mezzanine above. It used to be a full length, but it's also been shortened. Some new fare gates, and here's the transfer to the Canarsie line. We'll do that sometime soon. Train cars look so new. So as we're getting further away from where I live, and it takes me longer to get over to where these lines are, I'm starting to break up the lines into more bite-sized portions. It was taking way too long to do the 12-station run, so I'm trying to do more like 8-station episodes at a time. So we're gonna do one more station on this line, and that'll be half of it, and then we'll do the other half another time. Now we're at the Broadway Station on the IND Crosstown Line. The station opened in that second set of stations in 1937. Underground station, 2 side platforms, 2 tracks. It's pretty damp. Must be those springs. So apparently on the northbound platform, one of those sets of tiles that spells out Broadway was mislaid when they installed the station, and it's spelled wrong. And I think it's still supposed to be there. There's a mezzanine above the platforms. It used to be a full-length mezzanine. Again, they shortened it at one point and used part of it for storage and offices. So the BMT Jamaica line is directly above us. That's an elevated line here. There's no transfer to it because this station is actually kind of in between 2 of the stations on that line. To the north of the station, allegedly, there are areas that are blocked off that would have led to passages that go to other platforms that were part of a different line that was never built. Those passages would have served as transfers to an unfinished station on a level directly above this station, which was provisionally called South 4th or Union Avenue. It was part of a planned but unfinished expansion of the independent subway system. That station is allegedly a semi-complete shell of a station with 4 island platforms, very similar to the Hoyt-Schermerhorn station. any visible signs down there of cool stuff like abandoned platforms, but I'm sure they're there, hidden. All right, well, that's it for this part of the line. I'm actually gonna go take that transfer that's not really a transfer over the Jamaican line, head home that way. Comes out right in the gas station parking lot. Strangely enough, I feel like I've seen a YouTube video that was shot here in this gas station. Anyway, let's go. We'll be back here when we do this line. On back up to the east side after a nice look at the upper half of the IND Crosstown Line. We'll go back into the lower half of it sometime soon. It's kind of funny to see massive platforms for short trains. If you're just finding this channel, be sure to check out all the rest of the episodes already available up to the east side on YouTube. Like and subscribe, tell all your friends about it, and look for new episodes every Friday. Thanks for coming with me to explore New York City. I'll see you next time.